Can McCaffrey do it again? It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, dual threat Christian McCaffrey. Fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
To the sideline, wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. This is how the defense will line up for Seattle. This unit, 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. 3rd play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Working out of the gun, Winston. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up.
Stop your route a little bit shorter, put it on him, and let him turn and get upfield.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. As we get a peek at the former #2 overall pick, Mitchell Trubisky.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Hurry!
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Let's go. Red, up!
Now Trubisky to throw on 2nd. Buying time to his left. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, it's Trubisky. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
That good for 19 and a first down.
A nice performance last week, recognized as NFC Player of the Week after going over 100 yards rushing. I just love the vision. I love the wiggle he has. But I also love the power when he ends his runs.
That's what impressed me. Yes, there was some elusiveness last week. A couple times he just ran over guys. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Here's Cincinnati defensively right now in the NFL, ranked number 12 against the pass. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively, because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd down, Trubisky. He'll find his man on the comeback route, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the time.
He'll get it up the middle. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 22 carries, 101 yards.
How about the first month of the season for him? He leads the league in rushing, so you know his confidence is at an all-time high, which means his offensive line loves it too. They'll get more opportunities to run block for him.
He's going to get it running right, and they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he's
successful in getting 3, or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
To the right side to Eric Ebron. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards. Not a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. It's the first catch of the game for Cup, and he's got a first down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky, eluding the pressure right. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get that one into the hands of Christian McCaffrey. That'll bring up second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
First down.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. And they've got it here with a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
18.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. Wide open receiver, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It's certainly on the board.
Starting the drive with a give to Mack. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Derrick Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Now Winston, and he connects with Ebron. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. And down inside the 15 he goes. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Throwing, Winston. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Cortland Sutton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals draw even, and of course they can take the lead if they hit the extra point. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing. That carries over now to October, because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Flushed out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack.
Now Trubisky. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
On first down, Trubisky. Under pressure back at about the 43-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I think that should have been chalked up as a winning play for the defense, and they somehow beat it, didn't they? Right-handed quarterback flush to his left, yet he finds his tight end on the left side of the field. That's a tough throw. What a great completion.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Here's Ryan Allen now as he's on to punt for Seattle. Ross on the return. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now Trubisky on 1st down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Trubisky. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be third and forever. Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get every...
And just like that, on we head to half at the 21-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with it. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On second down, here's Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Now it's Trubisky. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long.
18.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Wide open receiver, complete. He's at the 30. 10, and all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on-knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they...
On first and 10, Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now, the Bengals on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Winston. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On second down, McCaffrey. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. 3rd and 2. Now Trubisky. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. Nice. And out now, here come the Bengals. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times, the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Look at the big man rumble. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Bengals able to get this back within a touchdown. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met. What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
He's going to fire one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw?
Well, good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your court? You go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as...
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Jonathan Allen. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And Winston lost the football. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. He'll get it up the middle, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now 4th down and goal. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. No movement from the field goal unit. They've got 4 full yards to go here on 4th and goal to hit pay dirt, but they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. And it's caught. And he is out of bounds here. McCaffrey turned away on 4th and goal. And the Bengals are going to get the football back. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 3rd down, Henry. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
He's going to loft one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And that's
over the end line. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 23 yards on the play.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. To throw, Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Now the Bengals on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. To the air again with Winston. That's complete to Meredith. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Jameis to throw it. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Jonathan Allen able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive...
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bathema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Pitching it out to McCaffrey. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Trubisky. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal.
Line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough 1st downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
They give them a gain of 38. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. They give him 12 yards and a first down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's Trubisky. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. That sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are in the field?
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. On the ground, McCaffrey. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll try to run with Carson. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Trubisky to throw. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Winston to throw. It's complete to Chris Conley. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing
They
to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw into this thing, they stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face a third down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Let's go, let's go. Red, up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Red, up. 18.
Oh, Trubisky going to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. In for the score. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll have another home date next week as the Carolina Panthers come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.